This is Josiah Plays Rue Valley. Alright, we're ready for more of this thing, right? Continue it up. What were we doing?
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
We're gonna play Anita's song. Did we ever manage to have a conversation with Anita? Not really.
Spit it out already!
Wait, what happened when we called Ben? We called Ben,
you thief!
and we had the information. We're going for it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna activate the idea to eavesdrop on Anita, like peering through a keyhole. Tempting, but ultimately intrusive. It offers you fragments of a story not really meant for you, leaving just enough room for misinterpretation. But sometimes it reveals the future. You managed to get some info eavesdropping on her and the big guy. Now go back once she's on the phone again and hear what the fuss is about. Let's hide and listen to her. Quick, before she notices you snooping. She won't see me behind that cactus. You get so close to the cactus that you... Look, he's holding his arms up like the shape of the cactus. You meld into it like a chameleon. Dozens of needles are rasping against your clothes, hungering for your skin. Well, maybe you're a little too close.
She did what?
Her grip on the phone tightens, plastic crackling in the process. With the other hand, she spins the token with such fury you're afraid she'll cause a localized tornado. Super sneaky. A brief pause follows while she listens to Richard, daggers shining in her eyes.
I understand that, Richard, but you don't seem capable of understanding my instructions. So, I'm going to repeat them one more time and hope they get through all the noise in your head. Here's what will happen.
Fucking Richard. Robin will accept the invitation. You will make sure that the university's board disregards that whole past the deadline issue.
What is it now?
She squints her eyes and wrinkles pop up. In an instant, anger has added dozens of years to her face. Seems like her evening has turned into a real shit hurricane, and she's trying to fend it off with an umbrella. Of course, we're gonna be nosy. I would give away my right thumb to know what's bothering her. Well, she's so furious that she might bite off your whole hand, bones and all.
No, no, no. If you stick to my plan, all will be well. If you stick to my plan.
A tornado. Wow. A number 2 Nami. An incident of local accelerated wind propulsion. The token in her hand stops spinning and she grips it so hard that you see her skin turn red. Remember those cactus needles? They have penetrated the puny armor of your clothing and are scraping against your skin, out for blood. A little bit of blood is a fair price to pay to hear the rest of the conversation. And pain is just an illusion, right? Before the price for curiosity is paid in blood, the call is suddenly over with the angry press of a manicured fingertip. The tyrant has issued all the orders, it seems. I did get an inspiration, and I completed the intention. She declined an offer to enroll at a university. Good old snooping around did prove useful. It grows on you. Did it once, you will do it again. Once you cross that line, it becomes a part of you. Happily do it again. Yeah, I was hoping for a red status effect. Alright, well now we're really about to piss her off. Because I'm going to play her song. Play the song for Anita. There she is, just about to argue with Travis. Don't let that happen. Play the song. You place your fingers on the dusty keys. You feel silence enveloping the room. You got this. You breathe in the air and the song comes into focus. You close your eyes, you let your intention lead you, and then... I'm using a very small amount of the keys. Mustn't want to be too risky. Is she gonna be like, what? Whoa, nice. I didn't know you could sing like that. There's still a lot you don't know about me. I'm gonna head to the roof. That was interesting. I got an achievement. I can't. I let out a tear. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Feeling is everywhere, inside you and all around you. I have teary eyes, I'm more impulsive, and I'm more sensitive. Those are the things I was already a lot of before. You think maybe now she will finally talk to you? Probably not, but let's see. Go to the roof. The sharp edge of her usual anger is gone, replaced by trembling shoulders that shake without rhythm, like a clock wound too tight. Her steps draw her attention, and she turns around slowly. Her face carries the tracks of tears, but her expression is something else, like someone pulled out of a deep, distant dream.
That melody. Why did you play it? Here. Now.
Just like the melody, that's all. I didn't know you'd enjoy it.
I did. I loved that song. I'd forgotten how much it meant to me. Especially during one moment in my life, a long time ago. The support group made a thing out of it. They wanted me to feel like it was an achievement. To let me know how important a step it was.
I didn't ask all that, lady.
It was the day I'd been clean for a year.
That's what I said. Her chip was a sobriety token for... Yeah.
It's funny that
AA.
this song popped
AA.
up today, alongside another achievement.
A half-sarcastic smile lingers on her lips. And what achievement is that?
I decided to respect my daughter's and my ex-husband's decisions.
Did she give up on the motel mortgage payment? That's what's bothering her. She finally took a huge step toward improving their relationship, but at a huge price. Well, that seems like an achievement worthy of a song.
This might seem like an easy thing to do, but trust me, in my case, it's far from it. Funny, you're the second person I've told all of this today. And that's not even the strangest part. The first person I told, someone I know and utterly despise. And now here you are, a complete stranger. I couldn't even imagine more opposite people if I tried.
I think you could, but...
Maybe that's the thing, though. We can only be truly honest when the listener either hates us or knows absolutely nothing about us. There's a kind of freedom in having no expectations to live up to.
True. She glances to the side, her gaze distant for a moment, as if some thought finally clicked into place. Then, as quickly as it came, it's gone. She turns back to you, smiling.
Thank you for the song and your ear.
You can't have my ear! Oh, I mean, you're welcome.
I think I'll stay here for a while.
Won't be very long. A small token appears out of nowhere and starts flipping freely through her fingers.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yeah, I have a question. I lied, I don't have a question.
I'll break you open if I have to.
She claims to have already made some hard choices so she could respect the decisions of her daughter and ex-husband. But is that really true? Doesn't seem true based on, you know, the conversation we eavesdropped on. Well, we can't call Ben, right? No. We can try to talk to Robin about it.
Escalate to customer engagement. What does that... Hi, yes, my problem... I understand, but the text said... Oh, hello, Mr. Harrow.
Really?
How are you? Are you ready to check in?
Well, I don't know. Who to talk to about this revelation.
Spit it out already!
Sure. Give it a go. Wow, nice.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Peace for all of 1 minute. Yes. 1 minute of peace. Maybe I can talk to Travis. You don't want to get bitch slapped again. True. The chair invites your butt cheeks and you can't wait to casually lean on the bar. With a squeaking friction between your pants and the leather seat, you place yourself on a surprisingly comfortable chair. As you get lost in the absurdity of the size of the bartender's hands compared to the glass he is cleaning, time begins to pass. After a while, just as you start to get bored, you notice a tall silhouette with a flying saucer-sized hat enter the bar. Check your watch. It's 8:25 p.m. You make a mental note of that. So I guess I can't talk to Travis now because... He's on a phone call until 8:25 p.m. Then she enters the bar. I mean, I basically already knew that. Piano from a bygone era. Play the game to kill time. Until Anita goes to the roof. The title screen blinks to life. You realize you're not starting a game. You're restarting a confrontation. You've tamed the machine enough to think you've earned a new challenge. It's time for something bigger and meaner. You slide in a coin, hit helicopter, and the machine bathes you in command prompts, overblown advertising, and the prelude to your next adventure. Let's look at the ad. It's for Coral Destiny's next big initiative, Sky Commute. Replace taxis with rotorcraft. Think of them as casual urban helicopters. Ambitious, no doubt. Deranged, probably, but ambitious. Look at the controls. Now this is a flying machine, or at least a very confident lie. Let's play. Countdown begins, familiar now, almost ritualistic. You're in the cockpit. The world outside hums like a distant dream. The rotors above thrum like a heartbeat. Tail rotor failure. The screen starts to spin in a violent centrifugal nightmare. Yank it hard to the right. Use the spin's momentum. Risky, brutal, but the world tilts back into something resembling flight. The light turns to green. The rotor is working properly, and you continue the flight. The sound of voices makes you realize there are passengers behind you. Muffled, terrified voices with desperation rising. They're pleading for a pilot to tell them this isn't how they die. Press F to comfort passengers. Lucky for them, on the right side of the console is a small, grimy microphone. You lean in. Dear passengers, grab each other's hands and sing with me. A strange calm floods the cabin. Then someone hums. Another follows. It's off-key, but you gave them something to do. The chaos behind you softens. The runway stretches ahead. You begin your descent. Updraft is gone. You begin to lose altitude fast. Dump something. We're gonna dump something. Something thuds out of the side compartment. You're lighter now. You hope it's not the passengers. You're almost home. Somehow, against odds, against noise, against reason, you land. The words, "You did it," float across the screen. Let's check the scoreboard, shall we? 37th. You're climbing slowly like someone who just realized the mountain was real. Enter my name into the high score. Win. There it is, your legacy reduced to 3 blinking glyphs. Again? Of course again. Quitting is for people with closure. You've got a vendetta. You step back from the machine. There are other things waiting. More urgent, or at least more real. Real schmeal, I say.
Hey, welcome to Kuiper Belt. I'm Travis, and you look like you could really use a drink.
No, there's nothing to talk to Travis about. Maybe I can talk to her again. She stares into the distance as the wind draws wavy shapes with her veil. Why are you in the bad mood today? Her scrutinizing gaze lingers on you as she absent-mindedly twirls a plastic token between her fingers.
Why do you even care? You don't need to talk to me. Also, don't stand there. That spot was painted days ago, and I'd rather it stay fresh for a while.
Okay, where should I move then?
Anywhere but there.
Anywhere, huh? I don't think she means that. I can think of more obnoxious places to stand.
Again, why are you interested in my mood?
You can sense the anger in her voice. Since I'll be here a while, I'd like to know more about the people who live here.
Oh, that's cute. I'll pass.
She stops fiddling with the plastic trinket and slips it into her pocket. Her hands go still, as if the nervous energy just drained out of them.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I came here to get some privacy.
I'll leave you be. Okay, so that's it. Enough of this for now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend the next 2 days doing nothing but reading the book.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Still with you, Dr. Fink.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may be experienced and will surely be, but for now, I just want you to... That's good to hear. Now, however, since this is your first session...
No questions.
All right then. That's it for... You should go and check in at the...
That's it. That's all I do from now on is read this book. I need to find a place to sit and read.
Come on, you thief! I'll break you open if I have to.
What if I sit on this bench? I have to get up to read. Let's read the book. Until the loop ends. 46 minutes of reading. The most reading ever. Your internal clock nudges you back to reality. That's enough for now. No actual progress on the story, huh? I'm gonna try that again one more
with
time.
Me, Mr. Harrow?
And then...
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you... And will surely... But for now... That's good to hear. However, since... All right then. You should go and check...
I was thinking I'd be able to, like, get to the end of the book and have some sort of experience.
Spit it out already!
No,
I don't need to unplug the modem. Of course, I've rebooted it 12 times already. No.
Excuse me, gesture.
Oh, hello, Mr. Harris. All right then, so number 6. All right.
No. Okay, so going upstairs. Can I do anything with the phone? No. I guess I can't sit in the chair and read like a sane person. I'm gonna stand here and read like a maniac. Start wherever, the mind will fill in the gaps. Lillian felt another blackout coming, but forced herself to take one step after another. The other women on the street sneered at her and made lewd gestures. Good. This meant she still wasn't accepted as one of them, but also that her cover wasn't blown yet. Her disguise was working perfectly, and they saw her only as competition, not as an undercover agent of the Gray City PD. The local pimps still haven't made a move on her and offered their protection, but she has far scarier predators to worry about tonight. This is getting pretty intense. Seems like the protagonist is getting into some serious danger. Dramatic. No, Lillian! Please don't die! Keep on reading as fast as you can. Reached the end of a chapter, eagerly awaiting the next one, but enough for now. Nothing's happening with this book. I want to finish this one so I can start reading the sequel. You know how it goes.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yeah, and I have a question. I lied. I don't.
All right, then. You should go and...
Okay. Give me the book. Give me the book. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. You ready? Are you ready?
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Okay.
Spit it out already!
I'm going to go to the desert on a horse with no name. Casually striding. Remember casually striding elk? I know you do. I'm going down the stairs. The way to the ranch. It's a bit of a walk, but hey, it's downhill. Walking to the ranch. Walking to the ranch. Gonna dip my celery sticks in the ranch. And I'm soaked. Even more impulsive than usual, so I am impatient. Okay, I only have 10 minutes. This is the K family ranch. Okay, there's a swing on the tree. It's a big circular driveway. There's like an old outhouse. The K's have stopped tending their garden. The shed is full of discarded tools. Oh, tool shed. It's like two cows atop a bluff conversing about a good grazing spot. Hey, it's downhill. Yeah, it's like that. I hear music in there. Alright, let's see what's going on with the swing. An old swing hangs motionless, suspended in time. The chains creak ever so faintly in the breeze, but the seat, having been torn from one of the chains, refuses to sway. It reminds you of many different things. Reckless. A chance to prove myself. I don't need an entire swing set to feel that rush. One seat is enough. Not exactly the pinnacle of comfort, but it does the trick, so long as I keep my grip on that chain and trust the shaky plank beneath me. I've spent far too long getting by on the barest scraps. Too long! Keep that momentum. One rope, no seat. Somehow it's enough. I got inspiration. And if this broken swing can spark a single moment of relief, imagine what else you can seize out there if you just hold on tight. Nice. Its lopsided form creaks in the wind, threatening to break free of the last fragile link. Okay, let's see what's up with this. Even here on the front porch, you can hear music blasting from somewhere inside the house. Someone's having the time of their lives. Presumably this would be Alex. The door looks brand new, unlike the rest of this accumulation of crumbling stone and rotting wood that could have been called a house. Once. Still, there's no doorknob. Next to the door, you notice an ancient bell button held together by layers and layers of yellow duct tape. Ring the bell. Surprisingly, it works. A large cowbell hanging above the door rings in unison with the electric one deep inside the house. Needs more cowbell. But nothing happens. Surely no one inside could have heard you, not with the party raging somewhere in the house. Ring the bell again. Again, nothing. It starts to look like no one will open this door except you. Impatient, because I'm wet. Keep ringing the bell until something happens. Press the button again and again and again and feel the ancient plastic crumbling under your insistent finger. The cowbell above the door swings like a hanged man blown about by a hurricane. Your ears hurt from the relentless metal clangs, and yet nothing. Let's try knocking. If they haven't heard the doorbell. What makes you think a knock will reach them? Let's try to open the door. Perhaps it's unlocked. Wouldn't that be lucky? However, the wooden frame squeaks in protest and the door remains firmly shut. Walk away. Well, we have an idea. It's a dang, 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 dang. It's cow time. Cow time for boys and girls. The house is old but secure. Surely there's a way inside. Alright, before we just start going off half-cocked, breaking into ranch houses and a thing, let's do some reading. Boom. Whoosh. Okay, I now have so much inspiration that I can just do any idea I want with impunity. So let me tell you what we're gonna do.
Mr. Harrow?
I have a question, but I probably don't really. No, I can wait.
All right then. You should go in.
Bye. I want the book, please. Give me the book. Oh, okay.
Come on, you thief!
Here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna search Maxine's room. This is suspicious. Maybe you could find some clues inside her house. Look for clues to her secret in her room. So does that mean I have to go to the ranch house? Or do I have to go to where Maxine is? Seems like maybe I have to go to the ranch house, but we're gonna...
I'll break you open if I have to.
She knows Maxine. Well, nothing's gonna happen really here, but... Quickly fix the vending machine.
Sure. Wow.
You're welcome. Bye. Only took me 1 minute. Go to... Oh, I can go straight to K Ranch now. That's convenient. But I actually want to drive south. What did the theme song for the Cosby Show sound like? I can't remember. I don't think there's any reason to mess with her car again. But I will anyway. Time loop. Oh, I can get the notebook again. But there's nothing to do with the notebook. Do. Like, what's going on back here? Does Maxine... No, she doesn't live in that trailer. She has a big old ranch house. Hi. Could you tell me where your room is?
Welcome to Max Gas. You need some help getting gas in that city car yard, or you don't want something else? We got no booze, mind you.
Okay, bye. Well... Jason the Dumper Burns. Walter is missing. Where's Walter? Screw it, let's read the book. I've already wasted too much time. By the time I get to the ranch, it'll be too late to really do much. Want to have some fun tonight, darling? Lillian hated herself every time she said those words, but the impersonation had to be upheld. The sleazy fat bald head devoured her with his eyes, and she just wanted to run home and wash herself with bleach. Instead, she continued with the act. I can make your dreams come true. Maybe I can make mine come as well. Maybe you can make mine come as well. Blondie came rushing out of the smog before the situation escalated further, and Lillian was forced to do the unthinkable. Lily, come here right the fuck now. Without a second glance at the bald head, she rushed to her friend. Blondie just grabbed her arm and led her deeper into the alleyways, high heels ringing on wet cobblestones. They emerged from the labyrinth into a cul-de-sac. The smog parted to reveal a working girl torn apart limb by limb, lying in a pool of entrails and gore. Above the victim, a name was written in blood. Lilith. Nosy. Ooh, that must be the killer's name. But why reveal it now after so many have died? Guess you'll have to read on to find out. Keep reading. I keep forgetting that I want to answer that guy's call. Internal clock nudges you back to reality. Okay, so I want to answer his call. How do I get to where I'm not in the middle of a time
Still
jump?
with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yeah, okay, I don't care about the book
Mr.
this
Harrow,
time.
please.
I'm out.
Give me my coffee, you jerk! Spit it out already! Come on, you thief!
Hey, Ranch. Maybe I can answer the phone on the way there. I don't think so, though, but... No, it skipped completely past it. I don't even know how to get a situation where you can answer the phone now. Because everything, like, takes a bunch of time, or it doesn't take any time. Anything I can do on the side here? The K's have stopped tending their garden. The shed is full of discarded tools. Alright, I need to activate break into the house. Why don't you test your luck with the most obvious entrance point first? The door. Let's use my less fucked up shoulder to shove the door. Congratulations! It has now become your more fucked up shoulder. Luckily, the loop reset should fix that. Perhaps it's time to stop being diplomatic and use more forceful tactics. Let's kick the door. That's not how you kick a door in. Feels like I moved a tiny bit, maybe. Kick it harder. The door definitely budges this time, accompanied by a faint splintering noise akin to kindling breaking. Oh, I got a hurt foot. Hard to walk, impossible to run. This is what happens when you brute force your way around. Your foot hurts like you've broken every bone in it, like you've torn apart every muscle. That's because you kicked it wrong. It's not hard to kick in a door. It's a matter of technique. If there was a Grecian farmer's market, then you might be able to get more discreet amounts of time. Oh no, Nox. Oh no. Oh no. Camera stare. But a wave of pain shooting through your legs suggests an alternative source of the sound. I need to hit it harder. Hit it faster as well. Let it all out. Pain is temporary. Continue to kick the door hard. So, there you are, kicking the door of a ruined house in the middle of nowhere. Why? Dramatic. I'm fulfilling my destiny! Destiny? Nah, it's your unwavering determination that makes you kick down doors time and time again. You won't achieve much from getting in, though. Only a few minutes left until everything resets, and then you'll have to break in again. Not breaking down the door is just as pointless. That sounds like frustration, not a strategy. It's just kick, feel the pain, repeat. And believe the next kick will somehow break the door. Hope that the next loop will somehow be the last. That's all you have to do. Look, you have to do a straightforward kick. You bring your knee up and you kick straight forward so that the full bottom of your foot lands flat on the door, and you want to kick right next to where the knob is. Right, like as close to where the knob actually goes into the frame of the door as possible, because that's the weak point. You might not get it in one kick, but if you just flat foot, straight forward kick right there a few times, it will break through the frame of the door. I mean, if it's wood. If it's a metal door frame and a metal door, we'll forget about it, but... Perhaps you're afraid to admit it's all hopeless because it would rid you of your only purpose. To break free from the loop. Ridiculous! I just need to kick harder! Alright, no need to get angry. You'll kick the door down and you'll get out of the loop, I get it. And you'll be back to your life, the one that brought you here in the first place. It will be different. The loop has changed me. Yes, that's right, Nox. You just imagine it's a pillar and you ram into it. That also works. Yes, the loop has given you a clear purpose for the first time in years. Once it's over, though, Once again, there will be nothing to fill the infinite void. Nevertheless, perhaps you hope the feeling of being given another chance will make things better. Go away and let me kick in peace! You want me to go away? Maybe ask the doctor for another purple pill then? You don't want to hear it, but eventually you'll start feeling the void again. Why are you doing this? Just for kicks. Nice, Nox. Just for kicks. And then, sooner or later, a moment of weakness will come, and you'll trip down into it once more. You might crawl out again, even more than once. But each time you'll return to the starting point with a little less optimism and energy. So this is my life right here. Face it, even if you leave the loop will never leave you. It will be different this time! Rage surges through you like a tsunami. You kick the door with every ounce of strength you have, even more than you knew you possessed. Hell yeah, we're in! We're in! I've broken into this big old house, and now what will I do? Well, there's not much going on here. I can't go upstairs. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, but now I don't know which room is Maxine's. There's a lot of rooms in here. This looks like a closet. Oh, it's a bathroom. Wait a minute. How's there room for that big old The stairs are... There should be a... Forget it. Forget it. There's nothing in here. You didn't really think this would work, but it did. Your fragile body won the battle against the hardwood. You have a way into the house, albeit not the fastest. In the best case scenario, you only have a few minutes to spend inside. And now the music is silent. Dust gathered on the helps hide your image. Oh, it's like a mirror. Dusty mirror. A metal cabinet which somehow escaped the teeth of rust, with an intricate golden insignia above the drawers. Looking at the letters more closely, you see they spell out Philip K. Every kiss begins with K. A couple of drawers are half open, revealing they are filled with documents and dust. What kind of a madman gathered all these papers? Madman or workaholic, it's all a matter of perspective. Why would anyone need all this paper? Have you already forgotten the age before computers and the internet? It wasn't so long ago. It was a long time ago. True, you are old. Let's see how the documents are organized. Every drawer has an almost faded label with a year, starting at 1935, 1938, 1939, 1942, and so forth. It all ends at 1966. Judging by the opened drawers, each of the folders inside is labeled with the year and month it covers. Someone was either a master of organization or obsessed with tidiness, or both. Let's look at some of the documents. There are thousands of documents in this monstrosity. It's like someone even kept the receipts for chewing gum. No way you could just casually inspect them. It would take too many loops with just the few minutes you get in this house. You'll have to look for something specific. It's not a matter of time, it's a matter of willpower. Okay. Work demon abode. True. I love how when you go in these rooms, suddenly you can't hear the music anymore. What do we have here? A relic from a bygone age, an ornate revolver in a frame of curling wood. Below the antique is a plaque, Iron Fang, 45, and below that, Maynard Orville K, 1910. Cool. Hey, Splode is here. How you doing, Splode? Good to see you. I would have no problem looping in this house with what few minutes he has, it's true. I'd get through the door a hell of a lot faster than that, I can tell you that right now. Kicked in a few doors in my day. Easier than you think. Maynard's antique revolver is serving the only function it can, dust magnet. A hat? Behold, an old cowboy hat, an outrider no less, a relic from simpler, or maybe rougher, times. Oh, we're taking the hat. The rugged leather greets your fingertips, scarred by wind and sun. Beneath it rests a surprisingly soft lace strap, the kind of lace that would rather dance on a ballroom floor than face the desert grit. And yet it endured, shielding its owner from the elements day after day. It's no wonder someone saw fit to display it like a trophy of a bygone era, a reward for loyalty that outlasted reason. We'll pull a rabbit out of it real quick. It just pauses, like what? You picture the perfect flourish, the theatrical reveal. Now you only need the right words. Hoptastrophe. Commands slip from your mouth like half-remembered magic syllables as your hand plunges into the hat's depths, searching. You pull the rabbit out by its long ears, expecting it to stay calm, only for it to burst into a tiny juggling act, tossing miniature rabbits like bouncing carnival balls. Am I tripping? Just a fleeting mental sleight of hand, a playful dance with your own imagination. But it shows how little it takes to spark real joy and how empowering that spark can truly be. Okay, I now have a completely excessive amount of inspiration points. All that bravado in a single piece of leather. I don't get to put the hat on. The front cover features a group of heavily armed people, knives, assault rifles, dynamite sticks. The title is Grassroots to Bushfires, Walter Group and For Our Children by Julian Georgeson. Read the blurb. Bothwood Chronicle proudly presents the 5th installment of Georgeson's book, A Tale of Three Towns, The Impact of Economic Decline, an Anthropological Analysis. This issue is dedicated to the troubling times of the 80s, to the arrival of Apex Ore Inc., and the reaction of the local populace, from workers to former oligarchs. This issue covers the formation of the infamous Grassroots Walter Group and its transformation into the short-lived yet potent populist For Our Children movement, and the enduring impact of both on Rue Valley. Published collaboratively by Bothwood Chronicle, Gray City University, and Coral Destiny's Community Relations Center. Oh, that sounds sus. And somebody already ran afoul of the... Oh, he hasn't run afoul of it yet, but he's going to run afoul of the native defense. Who even has the will to read this? Not you. Nice. Same book about the so-called Walter group you couldn't care less about even if you tried. The NATO defense has fallen upon you. The loud music is coming from behind this door. Someone is inside, probably headbanging to this rhythmical noise. Knock. Nothing happens. Even if there's someone inside, they would never hear you knocking through all the loud music. Look through the keyhole. At first, your eye meets only whiteness, but then you catch a drawn shape, a hand with an erect middle finger. Slam your hand hard on the door. The soft leather that covers the highly secured door muffles the sound, which becomes lost among the loud distortions of music coming from the other side. Your attempts are futile. Until the song is over, nobody inside will notice your presence. Open the door slowly. Locked. Listen closely to the song and wait for it to finish. The song fizzles out, a lazy, generic fade without cue or logic. Now is your chance. Start knocking before the next song begins. The music stops and the next song doesn't start. Instead, you hear footsteps approaching the door.
Pops? What's the password for today?
This is reckless, but this is kind of funnier. I'm gonna do the reckless, though. Rue Valley 123. It's only silence from the other side, followed by a jumble of clicking and unlocking sounds.
Hands up!
Uh-oh, he's got a gun. He points the cannon at you, his finger already on the trigger. Well, goodbye. But before you get a chance to react, you are interrupted by a familiar sound, followed by streaks of red light tearing through the small openings in an otherwise very secure house. If you really want to have any interaction with this guy, you'll have to come here before this loud song begins. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Sure. No, I'm not with you.
All right, then. That's it. You should go and check in at the office. Your room...
Checked in at your mom's office. Alright, what do we got here? Metalhead from Ranch House. I mean, presumably that's Alexander, right? Someone is listening to very loud music at the ranch house. You managed to get his attention by knocking on the door after the song ended. But to have enough time for a proper conversation, you have to get there before the song starts. Maybe I need to steal the sports car. Enter the K Ranch House faster. There must be a faster and less painful way to enter the house than breaking the door each time. You heard that Walter has a secret way of exiting, so there might be an alternate way to enter it, too. We're gonna find the secret way. We're gonna find it. So secret. Okay, I'm out.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Let's go. K Ranch. Let's go.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
I don't suppose buy a can of man and learn how to kick down a door faster is an option, huh? No. Secret way. Through the tool shed. No, not through the tool shed. How do I find a faster way in? Break into the house again. Alright, I got a hurt foot. This must be Maxine's room, right? Looks Maxine-ish. A lot of stuff in here. What's that? A mix of handiwork and tradition. It looks old. Something that's lingered in this house for generations. Half handmade, half inheritance, entirely unattractive. A booklet with a lot of text written in very small letters. Examine it. In your hand, its true nature unfolds. It's not a booklet at all, but a collection of folded papers. It's a warranty from the company that installed the house's front door. Fortilock door. Doors, locks, and fortifications. Read it all carefully. Legal jargon sprawls across the pages, dense and impenetrable. A fortress of clauses, terms, and conditions designed to frustrate more than inform. It's the kind of text that only matters long after it's too late. The date and the footer are the only useful parts. The door was installed and the warranty began on June 15th, 2027. The footer points you to Fortilock Door's website, fortilockdoor.com. Could their support section hold the secret to unlocking the door faster? Possibly. Put the phone away for now. Okay, that's interesting. Golden trophies line a rickety shelf, not a speck of dust or grime on them. Take a look at the trophy shaped like a galloping horseman shooting a rifle. Despite the deception casted by golden glitter, a scratch on one of the horse's legs reveals the trophy is actually made out of plaster. A cursive inscription on the trophy base reads, Horseback Shooting Competition, Bothwood County Fair 1994, followed by first place, Maxine K. Wasn't Maxine, like, super young back then? What about it? You're telling me you wouldn't entrust your child to shoot a firearm from horseback? Please. Pick up the trophy shaped like a lasso. You have to admire the craftsmanship. The texture really feels like a real rope bound in lasso. The base of the trophy reads, 1997's cow herding tournament. Oh, so she must have just used an illusion to make herself look like a cow so she could stampede them. Crimson Desert County Fair and Maxine K first place. What's underneath all this gold paint? As the paint slowly chips away, your nails reveal a real rope underneath. Whoever made it probably used a ton of super glue to make it work. What about this trophy shaped like a golden spur? The inscription reads Rue Canyon County Fair and horseback riding, Maxine K first place with the year 2000. She's apparently really good at all this rodeo stuff. Who knew this place kept such strong traditions for a way of life that's been dead for more than a century? Some things are just hard to kill. What's with this golden scroll trophy? There's an inscription at the base of a trophy, 1995, Stockman's Quiz, Rue Spring County Fair, then Maxine K first place. What the hell is a Stockman's Quiz? Search the internet on your phone. Ah yes, no internet. You could remember to check it later when you're online. But let's be real, this will be the only moment in your life that you want to find out about a Stockman's Quiz. And the moment is gone. Seems Maxine was groomed from a very young age for a very specific way of life. One that doesn't entail owning and running a gas station. All of us are just ruins of our parents' desires. I do kind of want to check for Wi-Fi connections. You find an unusually strong Wi-Fi network for a place so remote. Its puzzlingly long name only adds to the mystery. The signal practically pulses through the air. It's password protected naturally, but its strength feels almost deliberate, like someone's intentionally overreaching. The bed is neatly made, ready for sleep or simply for show. Nothing remarkable about it, except that it's Maxine's and it has the air of a family heirloom. Searching that bed. You find nothing, except the nagging thought that it looks far more comfortable than the bed in your own room, despite being much, much older. It carries the faint scent of lavender and herbs, probably from a homemade softener. They really don't make them like they used to. Saddle? All hide, nothing hidden. You've already given it a once-over. Duct-taped, dusty, unused for some time. Reckless. Tear it open. Inside, a few ornaments, some coloring pens, a hair clip, and several pins. Trinkets. Little things that feel more like memories than objects. Without the one who kept them, you can't be sure what any of it means. You can only guess. The hair clip and pens from a best friend who left. Maybe, possibly, you can't say for sure. Enough of this guessing game. Better to focus on what can be known without imagination. Put the lid back. What's this? The shelf holds several photo albums. One of them is made out of cowhide. That's barbaric. The black and white pattern is still vibrant, despite the album's apparent age. The second album is made out of faux leather, with an even faker gold print of K Family. A crumbling plastic cover barely holds the third album, and there's a faded title, Bothwood High School, Generation of 2000. Let's look through the Bothwood High School album. It's filled with prom photos of pimple-infested teenage faces that mean nothing or less to you. Search for Maxine K. Maxine took her prom picture in jeans and with a cowboy hat. How's that for a statement? Is Frank here? If you hadn't seen Anita's old camera recordings earlier, you surely wouldn't recognize the man. Frank looks like life wasn't kind to him, but almost normal. Look for Alex. Alex sports punk spiky hair, a purple suit jacket, and a once black t-shirt with Leo Thatcher for mayor. Flip through the whole album. All in all, 32 pictures of teenagers that made an effort to look their best or their worst. At the end of it, you find an instant print picture from the celebration. It says Frank, Alex, Maxine, 2004. Frank and Alex are draining whiskey bottles from intertwined hands, while Maxine is cheering them on. Thumb through the K Family album. The first few pages hit you right in the feels. All of them are packed to the brim with pictures of a funeral. Well, you always have to have a strong opener. And is there anything stronger than death? One photograph stands out. Walter, in a black suit and black cowboy hat, black-clad Alex and Maxine at his side. All of them are holding a fistful of soil, like they're preparing to throw it into the gaping grave. The date is February 15th, 1990. 37 years ago? Is that when, maybe that's when Alex and Maxine's mom died. I don't know why people insist on burials. I don't want to be no worm food. How very selfish of you. Don't even want to return the minerals you appropriated into the earth. The following pages are all filled with instant print landscapes of Rue Valley with a horse or two in some of the shots. Someone went on exploration expeditions. But all of the pictures look wrong. The frames are askew, or there's too much light, like a young child was handling the camera. One particular picture from the series pops out. Walter staring at the endless desert, cheeks and eyes bloodshot. Below, it says only, Pops, 1991. I know that redness, that empty stare. Yep, he's dead drunk. A state you've pulled yourself from one time too many. The next pages are filled with similar photographs. Walter on a porch, an empty bottle of Numb Night next to him. Walter next to the ranch house that's deteriorating even more rapidly than him. Walter with kids who look so full of life, like they're leeching his own vitality. Sometimes you gotta have some vitality leeching kids. I'm just doing a little porridge real quick. A little porridge. Just a little porridge. Alright, they're leeching his vitality. Among many, another photograph from the graveyard stands out. The title is Mom's Anniversary, February 2nd, 1993. Everyone is clad in black. Maxine is sitting on Walter's knee wearing a cowboy hat. Alex is further away, his arms folded and full of rocks. Walter is sinking deeper and deeper into Booze Lake. And it's pulling him down, down, down by those bitter-tasting hooks. You continue flipping through pages and start noticing a pattern established with the last picture. Maxine is always around Walter, always dressed like him. And Alex, he's always around, but always occupied with something else. One of the photographs from this period pops out. Maxine is determined, holding a golden trophy shaped like a lasso. Walter is beaming with pride, and Alex is further away, his face filled with dismay. I bet he didn't get any trophies. Title below reads, My First Golden Lasso, 1997. It's weird. Walter looks far happier than Maxine. She did it all for him. Just tell you who actually wanted that trophy more. At the very end of the album, you find an ancient photograph. It's so old that it's almost utterly faded away. A horse in full gallop, a rider standing in stirrups, spinning a lasso around him. Let's take the Cowhide album. The touch of preserved hide makes your skin crawl. You feel like this album is more than 100 years old, like it will crumble in your hands. Open the album. The pages are yellow and thin, and each is filled with duct-taped instant print photographs that were oh so popular some 40 years ago. Flip through the pages, see what this album's story is. The album is mostly filled with instant print pictures of a man in a cowboy hat and a blonde woman that's taller than him. Below every photo are names of Walter Kay and Helen Dewey, and dates in a time span of 1980 to 1981. Seeing dozens of pictures from various locations, it seems to you Walter and Helen have explored a whole area, from mountain slopes to river canyons to vast open expanses of a desert. My feet hurt just from seeing all those pictures. You know, your ancestors covered dozens of kilometers every day. My ancestors didn't know what a kilometer was. Just searching for sustenance. You're lucky if you cover dozens of steps. True. The following pages are filled with professional photographs of the modest wedding of Walter and Helen. He's still sporting a cowboy hat, but the suit is new. She's lovely in her lace wedding dress and high heels. The date is February 2nd, 1982. The ranch house looms in the background of many celebratory pictures. It's practically unrecognizable from the ruin you saw today. I'll never have this happily ever after. Nope. You'll die alone and as broken as that decrepit manor house. Moving on from heartbreak, at the end of the album you see 3 pictures. Helen is in a torn hospital gown, her hair messed up, eyes bloodshot. Walter is right next to her, gleaming with pride. Both of them are holding a newly born baby, screams and blood smears and all. Helen is cradling hers protectively, while Walter is proudly displaying what is undoubtedly his newborn son. Okay, so they're twins. Okay, so here's the picture that's emerging. Walter wanted a son to do all the cowboy shit, but then Alex was a slacker loser that was a disappointment. And so he poured all of his attention into Maxine and basically made her the son he wanted. And Alex was just the one that was left out because he sucked. And now he's the guy that's listening to the loud music in the other room. Probably smoking some of the devil's weed. Below the picture, you read Maxine and Alex K. and the date, September 17th, 1986. Why do human newborns barely look human? You try existing in a flesh capsule filled with salt water and looking human after you emerge from it after 9 months. The next photograph shows Walter and Helen with children who are a few years old. Walter is holding Alex, who is dressed like his clone, along with a baby cowboy hat, while Maxine is with her mom. The date is April 24th, 1988. So Walter was favoring Alex at first, then Maxine? Yes, I just explained all this. The last photograph was taken by a real professional. Its colors are still bright and true. Walter is holding both Alex and Maxine on his shoulders and Helen by the hand. Behind them is a large blue and red banner. Walter K., Mayor for our children. The date is January 12th, 1988. Okay, so he ran for mayor. All right, they've seen enough. Seen enough. What's this? Going through these photos once was more than enough. So those albums and that albums, they're all the same albums. What do we got here? It's a stereo system, probably from the late 90s or early 2000s. You spent countless hours blasting angsty music through a very similar device back in your teenage years, and so did I. Leave it off for now. Look at this. Is this another book in the Lillian series? The gorgeous redhead in a tight dress is still here holding her gun. Read the blurb on the back cover. Lillian Miller is a decorated veteran detective of Gray City PD. When several prostitutes are found... Wait, this is the same one. This is Lilith of Undercover. Again. Okay, I gotta go back there. I gotta also check the internet for,
Still with me, Mr. Harrow? All right, then. You should go and check in at...
Tell me what to do.
Spit it out already!
Alright, look, we know the internet doesn't work here.
Come on, you thief!
I'm pretty sure I have the, go to portallockdoor.com. Search leads to the official website of the door's manufacturer. Portal Lock Door, doors, locks, and fortifications. But I don't have internet here. What the fuck? Now suddenly I have internet? You're greeted with a blurry animation of a door closing, followed by the sound of numerous locks clicking into place. The screen transitions to the home page, which cleverly resembles the door from the intro. The logo Portal Lock Door prominently dominates the upper part of the screen. It is hacks, Knox. It is hacks. Along the left side of the screen, 4 distinct locks are arranged in a neat column, each one serving as a button. This sounds like an obnoxious website. Tap the padlock. The padlock opens and a right side of the screen transitions into a story about a family-owned business that has grown into an empire. I don't think they know what empire means. The story is accompanied by a series of pictures from both the past and present, showcasing the company's journey and achievements over the years. God, I hate looking at pictures of people's journey over the years. No more pictures. As you scroll down the page, the company's motto, "We keep the good things in and bad things out," follows you as you read. I wish I could keep the bad things out of my life this easily. Maybe consider becoming a door then. Let's check the combination lock. Tapping the icon makes the keypad flash 1111 pound, and the right part of the screen transitions into a big catalog. You see residential, security, and even smart doors, and countless handles, peepholes, and other accessories to customize your selection. There is also a special offer category, featuring a limited series of handcrafted doors. The description states that these doors are specially designed to prevent ghosts from entering the house. These unique creations were developed in collaboration with a famous ghost hunting TV show. Who watches those shows, man? You guys ever watched a ghost hunting TV show? Admit it. Tap the classic lock. A key appears and opens the lock, transforming the screen into the support and FAQ section, which resembles an old-style forum. The interface looks dated, with a nostalgic feel, complete with pixelated icons and retro fonts. Like one episode, not for you? It uses an old system of wait, you can't, like, go back and make a different choice, right? No, you can't. Okay. It uses an old system of threads. One user creates a thread with a question, and everyone can respond. Finding the answer you're looking for might be exhausting. Search for SD3000XT. Thousands of results pop up. You better add more keywords. Add the term locked. There are still hundreds of keywords. Better add another keyword. Hundreds of results. No key card. It shortens the list of the results, but it's still too much hassle. Escape. Finally, the results are filtered down to a few posts, and luckily one of them seems to be relevant. The subject reads, "Need help. Dad keeps getting through a locked door." Oh, this is about Walter, isn't it? Because they were talking about locking him in. That they don't have that fancy door on the front of their house to keep people out. They have it there to keep Walter from wandering off. He probably has dementia or something and is wandering off and getting himself hurt, so they're keeping him locked in the house so that it doesn't happen, but he keeps getting out anyway because he has a secret escape route. Open the post. A user named Max8G or Max86. I guess it's Max86. Obviously that's Maxine. She was born in 86. Writes about an issue with her father who is suffering from dementia. Like I said, I basically could write these games, you guys. They installed an SD3000XT door to prevent him from leaving the house unattended. However, he keeps disappearing from the house, even though the door is locked and untempered, and he has no key card. They even barred the windows on the ground floor, making it impossible for him to leave that way. It can't be. No, it can be. The father refuses to explain how he manages to exit, leaving the family puzzled and seeking help to understand how he gets out without being seen. Technical support offers a generic solution at first. Check the card reader's power source and try turning it off and on again. The original poster answers that they checked it and did a reset on the device, but it keeps happening. Other users join the discussion and post their solutions or ideas. As you read through the pages of the thread, you see that it slowly dissolves into a quagmire of arguing between users. I don't believe this. It's not believable. It's not believable. It's not believable that it slowly dissolves into a quagmire. I can only believe this is real if it dissolves into a quagmire very quickly. Arguing between users, stale memes, bot posts, trolling, and the occasional warnings from the administrator. You'd rather not read all of it. Let's check the last page of the thread. The last post is from the official support, and it marks the issue as resolved, linking to one of the user's posts inside the thread. Yes! Let's read the post in question. You come here with a problem and then refuse to listen to hundreds of well-intentioned pieces of advice posted by both official support and well-meaning For-to-Lock Door users. If none of our suggestions are correct, I say it's clear that your father has superpowers, either flying or teleporting. She must have made them angry somehow. Perhaps you could search inside the thread for a possible answer and see what people say about it. Search for paranormal. On page 62, somebody mentions the anti-ghost store that you read about. The discussion descends into a clash between the haters who claim it's all fake and fans of the show who defend it. At one point, Max86 reminds everybody that her father is still alive, so whether or not the door is ghost-proof is not a factor. She receives the answer that he probably won't be for long, as it's a known fact that many future ghosts begin demonstrating at least some ghost-like abilities shortly before their death. That sounds legitimate, yeah. Search for auto-unlock. On page 21, someone mentions the possibility of an auto-unlock event. Another user replies saying it's impossible, followed by a long rant about the QMS 1100 standard and For-to-Lock Door's unwillingness to comply with it. He also tells them about windblown chicken. A reply from the moderator informs the user their post has violated the forum rules and they are therefore being permanently banned. Nobody mentions this again. Search for bug. A post on page 31. God, this is a long fucking thread. Mentions the possibility of a software bug contributing to the door being open. Once again, a reply from the moderator informs the user their post has violated the forum rules and the forum and the user is permanently banned. Search for brother. On page 11, someone brings up the rest of the family. Max86 replies that her brother is the only one with another key card, and he, of all people, would have no reason to let their father out. Still, some users prod the original poster to double check. Maybe her brother's playing her for reasons only known to him. Search for tailgating. The search yields a post on page 15 about a famous magician, Henry Duty, who used tailgating to gain access to many places. He mastered walking silently behind people, entering or leaving locked buildings, and waiting for the right moment before the door closes to slip by unnoticed. That actually sounds pretty funny. Other users reply with news clips or videos showing how he did it. Fake! Alas, the original poster answers that they closely monitor their father when they go, or when they come and go, always ensuring the door is closed behind them. No solution here. Search for upper floor. On page 21 of the thread, you find a post with a suggestion from user Bungee for Life that the father may be jumping through a window on the non-boarded up upper floor. The administrator appears with a reminder that the company is not liable if someone is injured in the process. The original poster replies that the windows on the upper floor are too high, and the father would definitely hurt himself if he tried to jump out. It's a dead end, let's try something else. Search for ventilation duct. A post asks about alternative routes out of the house, suggesting that the father may be using ventilation duct. The original poster, Max86, explains they live in really old house, which lacks such modern structures. Another user, Secure Freak, replies that the lack of certain modern structures listed in an attached file may lead to a number of hazards, and he also tells you about windblown chicken. His next post is an ad for a construction company, Secure North Builders, that specializes in renovating old houses to meet modern standards. And I think I've saved the one that you're actually supposed to click on for absolute last. That's how good I am at this. Search for basement. It gives no results. I guess nobody thought of that. Then again, they probably barred all the windows and exits in the basement as they did on the ground floor. You've exhausted all your search ideas, and you're no closer to the truth. Perhaps the official support was right. This is about Walter, not about the door. Perhaps he is becoming a ghost! Whatever the case, you could try to find a way to learn more about his past disappearances. His past police records could be a good place to start. I did call the police and talk to them about Walter once.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Okay. Try calling the police. Here's what I'm gonna do. You ready? I'm gonna go to the K house. Driving time. Driving time. It is time for driving. Driving a car. Driving a car. Driving a car. Yeah, I'm driving a car. I almost said guar. I am driving and it's a car. That's why we call it driving a car. Begin the slow way. Hurt foot. Alright, we didn't finish looking at the stuff in Max's room. Okay, so this is... Lilith undercover again. Alright, the thing that I was supposed to do in here was mess with the music. Let's turn on the stereo system. The stereo hums to life and LED lights flicker across the control panel, almost too eager to show off its cutting-edge features. 2 cassette decks, a radio receiver, a CD player that can hold 7 discs, and the big bass boost option. This sounds so exactly like the fucking boomboxes with detachable speakers that we had back in the 90s. I had a couple different ones. I guess it was late 80s, early 90s. Turn on big bass boost. Why isn't it on already? Right? What kind of person would turn it off? I completely agree. You push that button one time in your entire ownership. You push it one time. It never gets pushed again. Why is there even an option to turn it off? Check out the CD player. What can you say? It boasts a 7-disc capacity. Man, when CD changers came out, we thought they were pretty amazing. Wow. Yes, 7 whole discs. You could just load up an entire week's worth of music or just let it sit there showing off its potential. Whoever last used it clearly didn't have the vision for that kind of commitment, as the display flickers, indicating there's only 1 disc inside. Play the disc. The disc begins to spin, and the speakers come alive with a surge of grinding beats, metallic melodies, and harsh synths screaming like factory alarms while a thunderous bass line rumbles beneath it all. Hell yeah, it's Iron Wave! Metallic chaos hits you like a fist in the chest, energizing and unapologetic. Look, back then we just called it industrial. We didn't have all these 10 kinds of fucking wave musics. It was just industrial. Check the disc. The CD tray slides out with a soft mechanical whir, revealing a burned CD. Oh boy, piracy. Fucking piracy. This will not stand. Snap the CD in half. Written across the surface in uneven marker is the note, not Gastarbeiter Blues. Music from Jace. Fucking Jace. It's always Jace pirating some shit. It's only when you read it again that it hits you. Gastarbeiter Jace could be Jason the Dumper Burns. No, it has to be him. Yes, and he definitely looks old enough to still be burning audio discs in 2027. Speaking of audio discs, don't you still drive a car with a CD player? I mean, in fairness, I still drive a car with a CD player. I've never used it, though. If you'd thought ahead and burned a couple of discs yourself before coming here, you could have been cruising through this desert to music you actually like. Alright, let's check out the cassette decks. Oh, I used to have so many cassettes, you guys. I had this big box. It was like a case that held like, I don't know how many cassettes, a shitload. And I carried it around, and I had it in my car. One time the police thought it was a bomb, but that's a whole other story we don't have time to get into right now. Check out the cassette decks. There's a cassette inside the right deck. The left one is empty. Play that cassette. do, 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 do. A slow, pulsing bass fills the room. Over it, a smooth, plaintive voice glides over a steady rhythm of accordion and guitar. But the lyrics speak of leaving everything behind and long nights spent far from home. Let's eject that. The deck doesn't budge at first, sticking slightly before you manage to pry it open. The label on the cassette reveals it's a DIY mixtape. It was all mixtapes back in the day. You're making mixtapes for your friends were making mixtapes for you. People were trading mixtapes like they were playing cards. You were lame if you were just listening to an actual cassette that like you bought that came in the from the band. You had to have a fucking mixtape. If it wasn't a mixtape, you were some kind of loser. What do you mean all the music on this is just from one group? Learn to mixtape, noob. That's what they would have said back then if they were using the word noob, which they weren't. What's written on the label is faded and smudged beyond recognition. Okay. Pirating and dumping. He's a dumping pirate. What a scumbag. All right. Jason the Dumper Burns. You've searched Maxine's entire room and found a CD with the name Jace written on it. Perhaps Alex will recognize the nickname Jace. Seems like I could just confront Maxine or Jason himself with it, but, whatever. Guess we'll ask a third party. All right. Now that I've looked at everything in here, the time has come to call the police. Hello, police. Hi, I'm currently breaking into a house. I just thought you should know. Bothwood Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is caught in a downward spiral of boredom, and your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to ask for Walter's police records, because they just give those out. No way he'll just give you that info. Perhaps if you introduce yourself as someone else. Come up with something. You're a content writer, after all. UB Pursuer. Gerontological social worker. Ministry of Public Happiness. Conducting a check on our beneficiary. Malcolm Scrivovitz from Scrivovitz, and Scrivovitz. Calling about a records audit to ensure adherence to regulatory and statutory requirements. Deputy Cody, Jack John Lawson, private investigator. Some assistance, quick. Nurse Nightingale from Golden Age, a care home for the elderly. I'm trying to assess the mental well-being of a client. It is I, King of the Supreme Court. Which one of these is the most ridiculous? Well, I've used Pursuer before, didn't I? When I was talking to... Who was I talking to on the phone that I used the name Pursuer? UB Pursuer, gerontological social worker. Ministry of Public Happiness, conducting a check on our beneficiary.
Ha! Those geezers, always causing mischief.
Yeah, those geezers.
So, what's this all about?
You can't be sure whether you sold the lie that well, or if this guy is so bored out of his mind that he would indulge you even if you told him there's an ongoing invasion from outer space. I suppose you are aware that Walter K. is missing.
Walter K? Cousin Walter K? Mister, I've to inform you that Walt's...
Disappeared many times before, I am aware.
Right, and Walt always comes back on his own. Maxine even stopped calling the sheriff.
Mr. K is quite old. Even a simple fall could endanger his life.
What? Walt's a tough guy. If his head was any better, I guarantee you he would outlive all of us. I just don't know what you expect me to do about it.
Tone of his voice says he wouldn't leave his office even if it was on fire. Oh, this guy's a work demon. For now, insight into the records the police have on him could prove helpful.
Police records? That would be very illegal.
Well, I'm calling you as a burglar right now, so we might as well, I mean, why stop with one crime? Well, it was worth a try.
But that's for Uncle Walt, so...
Wait, uncle or cousin? Or both?
Give me a few to boot up the app.
Even through the phone line, you can hear the slow, lazy keyboard strokes, like Cody has all the time of this world. I only got 3 minutes, homie.
Oh, that's the devil. You're lucky the sheriff insisted on records digitalization, or this one here would be a blank slate.
The fact says digitalization. Okay.
All right now, what exactly are you looking for?
Are there any mentions of earlier disappearances?
Sure, a whole bunch of them. For instance, there's one 5 months ago, and again 8 months ago, reporter missing but spent all the time in the old corral. One more, exactly 1 year ago, reporter missing again.
What was that about the corral?
Well, there's an old corral for cows and such,
Cows.
you know, next to the K house. We found our pal there, shouting and trying to train ghost horses.
So he is a ghost.
Case closed.
In the older cases.
Yeah, sure. Let me scroll down a little. Had to go all the way back to 91. Phew, cousin was a model citizen, seems like. And even that report from 91 is only for public intoxication. Another from 89 when Apex Orr accused him of inciting violence at a rally.
Oh, shit.
There's also a report from 88. They brought him in for questioning.
Tell me more about that 89 incitement and violence.
Now you're almost asking for a history lesson. Back in the day, Cousin Walt ran for mayor and lost. Or won. Depends who you ask. He declared the election stolen, people rallied, caused all kinds of mess.
Rigged. Clearly rigged.
It almost came to blood, let me tell you. At least, that's what I heard. I was nothing but a twinkle in my father's eye back then.
What happened in 91?
File doesn't say much, just that a patrol picked up Cousin in Bothwood. He was shit-faced drunk and was running through the streets. Naked?
Tell me about the questioning in 88.
I ain't gonna read you the whole transcript, mister. Summary says Walt was brought in for questioning about grave desecration.
Okay, I got it. It's that grave, that big tomb in the graveyard. That's where his secret tunnel comes out.
Says here the case detective concluded that Walt had nothing to do with it, because his alibi was rock solid. Case closed.
Right. But is there anything in there about disappearances?
Yeah, let me look. No, this one's from 82. Unrelated.
He's mumbling to himself, long whispers that almost sound like words.
Hell, have to scroll down even further.
Oh, I'm so sorry I'm making you do all this scrolling. Hope your finger will be okay.
I'm in 1960. Only something about Philip reporting cattle rustling and accusing Walt, but nothing relevant. Yeah, gotcha. September 25th, 1948. His very first record. Actually, is an official warning given to his father, because Kay was a minor back then.
It's been 80 years and you're still maintaining records for a minor? Can you please read me that report in its entirety?
Well, damn. But, alright, for Cousin Walt.
Starts reading, and it reminds you of a man slowly stumbling around a mountain in the night, afraid he'll fall into a bottomless pit.
This notice serves as an official warning regarding repeated incidents involving your son, Walter K., being found on the new railway bridge, unattended and involved in mischievous activities.
Not mischievous activities. Oh no. He sounds like he was a rascal. He sounds like he was scampering and on a caper. He sounds like when they came and found him, he said, "Cheese it, the cops."
Previously, on September 16th, our officers responded to another report of Walter missing and found him in similar circumstances. It is imperative that you take immediate action to ensure the constant supervision and appropriate conduct of your child in public settings. Failure to address these recurrent safety and behavioral concerns may result in further action from law enforcement, including potential legal repercussions. Please prioritize the well-being and responsible behavior of your child to prevent any future incidents of this nature. That's the end of the report. Not sure if you picked up anything from it, but, as I've said, there's nothing else on Cousin Walt.
That's it. Compliments to Rue Valley Sheriff's Department.
Hey, it's nothing. I'm here to serve and protect. Hope any of this helps you find Uncle Walt. Wouldn't want anything happening to the old man.
The line is dead. Well, what have we learned? He used to vanish out of the house even as a child. The earliest formal warning issued to his family dates back to 1948. The house is full of old belongings. Maybe there's a chance of finding some relevant documents from that era. Maybe. Just maybe. Maybe it's in that filing cabinet down below. Browse through the documents from 1948. There are hundreds of bleached or yellowed papers set in folders for each month of the year. Reading them all would be a colossal undertaking that would melt your brain and have you admitted. Oh wait, you're already admitted. Kinda. I'll just use my skim read foo to quickly identify which documents are worth really looking into. Good idea. No one can read or write as quickly and superficially as a content writer. January is filled with accounts, bills, financial reports, and other bookkeeping stuff you have no name for. Nothing of interest next month. February is the same, but among the accounting documents is a letter from the head of Walter's elementary school. Let's see what the letter is about. It's a personal letter written on an official school stationery, and the school principal is writing as a friend of the family. Turns out Walter had beaten another boy blue just because he insulted Walter's grandfather. The principal promises he'll make sure the case is not investigated further, but urges Philip to control Walter's wild side. That's the grandfather whose grave it is, where his secret tunnel is. So much for Cody's model citizen. Carry on browsing. But wait, look at the time. The loop is about to end. But they still didn't finish! Well, you'll have to go back here next loop. No. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. You guys ever watch the show 24? That was a good show. Beep.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Beep. 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 Okay.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Alright, calm down, Riley. The loop ended before you found anything useful in Flip's archive. You should go back and continue the search. Yeah, I know. I should continue the search. I don't need you to tell me to continue the search. I can continue the search.
Spit it out already!
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to K Ranch. It's my idea. The game didn't tell me to.
Come on, you thief!
Do 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 do. Driving a car. Driving a car. Taking a walk. Taking a walk. Getting soaked. Getting soaked. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wrap it up right here, guys. That's gonna do it for this stream. That's why we call it driving a car. Exactly, Splode. Exactly. So, another interesting session of Rue Valley. We're starting to run down some of these leads. We're gonna find the secret tunnel. I think there's a secret tunnel. That's gonna do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Rue Valley.